Hey, what's up, fam? After the chapter 3 of Eden Zero came out, I'm starting to get really bothered by some of the people online. And I kind of got it at first when we got the initial images of the main characters of Eden Zero. People were like, oh, he's got the same faces as Natsu and he's got hair similar to Gray. Oh, it's just the same thing. The characters look slightly different. Oh, this character looks a lot like Lucy, we got a cat, and we have a Wendy similar character, we got a Urza similar character. And I gotta say, okay, I'm gonna go out real quick, real fast into this in a overall kind of thing, and then kind of go into a little bit more detail. One is it's a fucking art style. It's a guy who's doing a weekly series on top of doing all these other things. He, if you've ever seen fucking Haru Glory, the main character of Rave Master, he's drawn also similar to Natsu. He's going to draw the main character in a specific way that he's most comfortable with. I mean, that by default, again, that just makes a lot of sense. You're doing it on a weekly basis. Why would you want to overcomplicate a specific character you're going to keep drawing? I would agree maybe he should have changed the hairstyle a little, or maybe picked a color that's not black. Maybe for all we know, there might be something, maybe it'll look different when he gets a power-up mode or something. But, we don't know. But the thing about that really bothers me is you'll get these people who think that it's bad that he has a specific art style and he has characters look similar when their personalities don't match at all. We've seen in three chapters, we see how drastically different Shiki is to both Natsu and Haru. Even in chapter 3, for instance, when a bunch of the people in that adventurers guild was laughing at Shiki and his comment about maybe having felt like he met Mother before, Haru probably would have got a little annoyed or maybe a little bit embarrassed. And honestly, I think he would have just kind of gotten over it. Natsu probably would have got pissed off, maybe, started a fight. And Shiki responded by trying to be friends with people. I mean, it doesn't make sense for people to see a weekly shonen series of a guy with a specific art style and say, well, I don't like that he draws characters a specific way. That must mean the series is not going to be good. For one, no, because their personalities are drastically different. I used this in an argument when I was talking with someone earlier. Is if you have a problem with an artist reusing, a build design basically just off of their looks, then you might as well drop something like One Piece because half the women in it are just Nami clones. I mean, even Zoro or Sanji's brother looks exactly like Zoro. And Zoro really is a reused design of Oda's original main character before he made One Piece. There's a bunch of people that are ridiculously complaining about things. I've seen people say like, oh, these Eden Zero can't stand by itself. It needs to have fairy tale characters in there to give it attention. You find me somebody who says, who reads the first 3 chapters of Eden Zero and says, man, my favorite part about this is seeing a couple fairy tale characters in the background, or I picked this up because I saw characters in the background and that's what I'm excited about this series. Characters that have no relevance to the plot, they have no impact on the story, they're literally just there. So if you've read fairy tale, then you can say, oh hey, it's that character. I mean, that's all it is. They don't change anything. It's ridiculous. And who cares if a character has a similar look if they act massively different, if their personalities and their attitudes, fighting styles, powers are massively different. I mean, even Happy Bot is different to Happy. This new Happy seems extremely friendly, very cheerful, very expressive and polite. If you actually paid attention throughout the fairy tale manga, Happy trolled and picked on people constantly. He he bullied a lot of people. He made fun of a lot of people around him all the time. But all these people just want to hate. They just want to complain. And again, I'll say this, that I've another thing. People see fairy tale characters in the back in the back for Eden Zero chapters where if you hadn't read Fairy Tail, you wouldn't notice at all because they don't do anything other than be in the back. And they just stand there and you say, oh, cool. Hiro Mashima did the exact same thing in Fairy Tail with Rave Master characters. There were Rave Master characters everywhere. There was constantly seeing Haru in the background, Ellie, Griff, Belnica, Musica. Fucking Panther Lily's sword was called a Musica blade, a Musica sword. There's tons of references. The author Hiro Mashima likes references. Gray's necklace is a fucking reference. It's the Rave Stone for Brave Master. And I actually laughed when I saw someone say, oh, it's a copy of Fairy Tail. It even has Plu. I'm not going to name names of some of these people because I don't want to put them on the spot. And, I'm not going to try and be one of those guys that try and draw attention from specific people, try and piss off specific people, so when they do a video and say, fuck that guy, to get cheap attention from my channel. I'm not doing that, so I'm not going to give names at this time. If someone wants to talk shit at me, then I would respond with names, but I don't like to try and start specific things. I will gladly respond to something, but I don't really like to start things on my own. I will admit I like to do like banter, but I don't want to start any actual like beef. But anyway, back to it. With Plu, for anybody who says, well, look how similar it is to Fairy Tail, it has Plu. One, Plu didn't do shit throughout all of Fairy Tail. He was literally a reference, not to Rave Master, even though he was in Rave Master, and he had a big role in Rave Master as being the Rave Bearer. He was in Magician, Hiro Mashima's first one-shot, and even before that, because he's talked about how he was the first character he ever made back when he was in middle school. That's why he's in every single fucking Hiro Mashima manga. God, the complaints are ridiculous. They don't even have a similar plot design. The first real little arc of Rave Master was Haro having to go and get the first sword, Eisen Meteor, fixed by going to find Musica and getting his sword reforged so he can use it to destroy Darkbragen. The first arc of Fairy Tail really is the Eisenwald Guild trying to stop them from using Lullaby and killing all the guild masters at their meeting. And it looks like the first little arc of Eden Zero is going to be them trying to find a scientist to get a ship that can handle like deep space travel. The story arcs are nothing alike. The characters don't act alike. The whole setting isn't like at all. I mean, the only similarities between them is that they are shown in manga and they are drawn by the same guy with the same art style. It doesn't make sense to say, well, I don't want to know if I'm going to like this because it looks similar. Come on. Really? Do you look at something, even if you look at 3 foods and they all taste way different, but they look the same, are you really going to say, I don't like this because they look similar? I mean, it's ridiculous. If you don't like something based off of a legitimate reason, like holes in a story, or maybe you don't like the main character, maybe you think that the villains are lame, whatever, and maybe you don't like the story, whatever, that's all fine. But if your complaint and your reasoning of why you think that this isn't going to be good is because you see characters in the background that have no impact on the story at all, then you're an idiot and you just are looking to complain. I mean, it's ridiculous. Again, I feel like a lot of these people who are reading Eden Zero right now and saying, well, it can't be good because it's got Fairy Tail in the background and they need Fairy Tail to get attention. You clearly didn't pay attention to Fairy Tail because there are Rave Master characters and references everywhere, or you didn't read Rave Master and you just don't know. And anybody who didn't read Fairy Tail is going to read Eden Zero, not notice these people the same way that these guys who didn't read Rave Master and read Fairy Tail and didn't recognize any of the Easter eggs and references. It's ridiculous. I can guarantee you, if Hiro Mashima, after he does Eden Zero, does another series, he's going to end up putting Eden Zero characters in the background as Easter eggs and references. I don't know. it's ridiculous. People like to complain about anything. I mean, I like to complain about stuff sometimes. I mean, sometimes you'll get something that really bothers you and really annoys you, and if you can give me a just reason, if I can give a reason, then there you go. I mean, I didn't like Sword Art Online, and when someone called me out for not really knowing anything about it and just disliking it off the first like 2 episodes, I watched like I think it was like 24 episodes and then gave my opinion on it, and it was still the same. In fact, I think it was worse. If you read it and you don't like it based off of the plot, characters, the story, the setting, then whatever. But again, if your whole argument is you don't like it because there are Easter eggs in the background that don't affect anything other than people who actually recognize the specific characters because they read a different story, then I don't really know what to tell you. It's ridiculous. This is all ridiculous. It's whatever. But I'm gonna try and wrap this up before I ramble too much further. I'm just gonna summarize it in that people are looking to complain about things that don't matter in any sense of the way, and it's ridiculous. But anyway, maybe drop a comment below on your opinion of this. I mean, it's silly. It's so silly, and I think that there are so many people that just want to try and draw on the hate attention and just want to look for complaints, whatever. But I don't care too much other than I find that annoying. You can dislike Hiro Mashima's work, but give me a legit reason for it. But don't just say you don't like it because he puts Easter eggs and references to his other series. It's stupid. But maybe drop a comment below about that. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to my channel. Maybe check out my other videos. I do mostly manga, and I do comics that I think manga fans would like, because I think that there are a lot of stories out there that would do better if they were noticed by manga fans. Maybe up the sales so they can do better and continue further. But otherwise, thank you very much. Bye.